Good morning. Trust everyone's doing well. Just wanted to make sure that everything was working. We are live as it stands right now on Zoom, our Call to Calm community. And we're also live on YouTube, and we have an excellent connection. This is amazing. It's a good day. You know, it's a good day when everything is working. This is fantastic. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Zoomers. Good morning, good morning. Great to be with you all. Fantastic to be here. It's a wonderful day. It's a glorious day, actually. Love to you, Jimbo. Love to you, Big Dave. Dinner was fantastic. It's always nice to just spend time with the kids. And Jan's fantastic. Yeah. So, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. We are live and broadcasting everywhere. My love to everyone who was with me on last night's accountability call. That was one for the ages. And it's so nice to see that 23 days into Impact, you are all already embodying the totality of yourselves. Amazing. So, there's a lot I want to talk about today, actually. I'll just give it a few more seconds, wait till everyone hops on, and then we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. All right. So, so many things. So many things right now. But let's focus on the most pertinent thing. Can you accept being a human being so fully and so profoundly that you don't have to do anything about being a human being anymore? You can just allow yourself to have the experience of being a human being without needing to edit it or control it or micromanage it or influence it in any way. Is that possible? I believe it is. In fact, I know it is because so many of you all over the world, all different configurations of being human, different religions, different spiritual backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different levels of education, different genders, different sexual orientations, as different can be on the outside, are actually experiencing it. So let's try it, because I love trying things with all of you, because we can never take anyone's word for anything. Just take some breaths. So the first thing we're going to do is just leave me a 1 or yes in the chat when you begin to feel a shift in your natural state. When you begin to feel a shift in your natural state. Fantastic. So, today's contemplation or inquiry is, can I actually accept being a human being so fully and so completely that I can just leave myself alone for the rest of the day? I can just give myself a break. That I can actually just have my emotions, feel my feelings, think my thoughts, have my experience of being in a body, and not need to do anything with it. Can I? Well, the answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can. So how about this? Let's try it. Let's see if we can have such an inclusive relationship with ourselves, like cultivate a deeply profound, intimate and inclusive relationship with ourselves, to where we don't need to do anything with our emotions anymore. We don't need to do anything with our feelings anymore. We don't need to do anything with our mind anymore. We don't need to do anything with our body anymore. We can just simply have the experience that we're having and just come back to our breath. Now, I know for some of you, I just said a mouthful because you're going through things right now. But does your incessant tinkering with yourself actually change the fact that you're going through what you're going through? No. Aren't you tired of constantly having to survive everything that you're experiencing? Or constantly feeling like you have to adapt? It's exhausting. So let's do this. And I'm not advocating on behalf of negligence or the cultivation of some kind of laissez-faire mental attitude as it relates to yourself. I'm talking about walking the talk. This is where the rubber meets the road. Do I actually trust in this infinite source that's unfolding everything on behalf of me? Or am I just saying that I do, when really I'm micromanaging, controlling, tinkering, trying to change, trying to have it be different? Because if you actually get to a place where you can wholeheartedly just accept being a human being, well, you might just discover something within yourself. Something that has eluded you for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, some of you. So just take some breaths and just be with your own truth around this. Because for some of you, the answer is no, absolutely not. I don't trust this infinite source that created me. I absolutely don't trust any part of my life. And that's valid. If that's your truth, then that's wonderful. Have at it. Some of you partially trust. It's you specifically that I'm addressing. You're on the fence. Yeah, it's kind of going my way, I trust. When it's not going the way I think it should, then I have to micromanage, control, tinker with my humanity, etc., etc., etc. And then there are those of you that totally accept. Totally accept. So just take some breaths. So now, what does this mean? It means that you're still living your life. You're still making choices and decisions. You're still advocating on behalf of yourself. You're just not suffering anymore because of an emotion, because of a feeling, because of a thought, because of a belief, because of what's happening in your body. Do you understand the difference? Can you feel it, more importantly? Take some breaths and leave a 1 in the chat if this is beginning to resonate, right? So it's not that you become passive and you don't participate in life. No, you're still very much present in life. You're still very much doing everything that you're doing. It's just that you're no longer living in the illusion that there's something happening within you that's an error. So in some ways, you're actually recognizing your inner experience as perfect for you. And when something is actually perfect for you, you can leave it alone. You don't need to touch it. You don't need to do anything with it, right? It's like you can park your money in a savings account that delivers 4 to 5%. You don't need to touch it. Just like clockwork, it delivers 4 to 5%. Or you can have someone actively trading your portfolio and pay the fees and hope that they generate 8% to 10%, maybe, depending on where you are after your fee structure. Or you can just park it at 4 to 5% and not worry about it ever again. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know, after a while, how much tinkering with things, controlling things, micromanaging things, actually makes a difference. Because in the end, maybe when it all comes out in the wash, you end up at 5% anyway. Right? So, can we, I know this is hard for some of you, in my humble opinion, you're perfect. From my vantage point, couldn't be any more perfect if you tried. Take a breath. And that means that every emotion is a part of that perfection. Every feeling is a part of that perfection. Your mental state, your mental capacity is a part of that perfection. And what you're going through in your body is also a part of that perfection. And how do I know that it's a part of the perfection? Because it's happening. Because you're going through it. Because you're experiencing it. Hear me out. Let's say you build a house. And you build a house specifically to your specifications. Isn't the house perfect for you? Well, let's look at your life. Let's assume for a moment that your life was constructed specifically to your specifications. It's like a custom one-of-one suit or outfit. There's nothing else like it. Well, doesn't that mean that everything that's happening is actually completely in alignment with the way that it was supposed to be? Take a breath. And actually, does trying to change it or have it be different actually change it or have it be different? Does it? Or don't you just have to go through what you have to go through anyway? Right? So, yes, some of you have to modify your diet. Yes, some of you have to drink a little bit more water, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving yourself a break from you. You know, some of you got divorced. Congratulations. But you didn't divorce yourselves. Do you know how incessantly annoying you are as it relates to yourself? If your soul could file for divorce, it would. Bloody hell. All I do every day is show up. I'm luminous. I'm light. I'm just expanded. And this human being just incessantly needs to micromanage, control, tinker with things, invalidate things. It's like, come on. Thank God your soul doesn't have an opinion. Otherwise, your soul would have filed for legal emancipation from you a long time ago. So maybe, maybe this human experience that you're having actually isn't a problem. Maybe people have turned it into a problem simply because they can't accept and love themselves. Take a breath. Check it out for yourself. So maybe there isn't an emotion that's a problem. Maybe there isn't a feeling that's a problem. Maybe there isn't a mental state that's a problem. Maybe there isn't a physiological state that's a problem. Maybe there just isn't a problem. So just take some long, deep cleansing breaths. Breathe and relax. Just seeing yourself sitting there or laying down. And it's almost like you could see yourself from outside of yourself. Right? So let's just imagine for a moment that you're hovering above yourself and you have a vantage or a vista point of view from outside of yourself. But instead of seeing yourself through the eyes of a problem or an issue or your programming or your conditioning, or through the eyes of other people who allegedly loved you to the best of their capacity, let's just observe ourselves through the eyes of the soul or through the eyes of love. And when you give yourself the gift of just being able to see yourself from outside of yourself through the eyes of love, it's almost as though your soul were observing you. The truth of who you are is just witnessing you. How do you feel? Let me know in the chat. When you actually allow yourself to have this perspective, is there a problem? Is there anything that needs to be different? Is there anything that needs to change? Do you have to control anything? No, of course you don't. Of course you don't. So there is no error in your humanity. There's no error in it. There's just a perfection in it, right? When you're doing a renovation project, the first thing you have to do is pour a new footer, a new foundation. Then you do the block work. Then you do the stonework and the masonry, whatever it is that you have to do. So can we please, as a global community of 8.4 billion people, can we please, at this point in human history, leave ourselves alone just for one day? Can we? Can we just leave ourselves alone just for one day? Can you give yourself a break just for one day? Just for one day. Can you? Can you just allow yourself to be the way that you are? Because, newsflash, your soul doesn't have a problem with you. The essence of who you are doesn't have a problem with you. The love that you are doesn't have a problem with you. There's no imperfection at the level of your humanity. You're just humaning, innit? You're just humaning. But why can't you just allow yourself to human? I'll prove it to you. How many of you have managed to throw the universe into a state of imbalance because of your incapacity to stop thinking thoughts? Anyone? How many of you have doomed us to a low vibrational dimensional reality because you can't overcome your own anger or your fear or your jealousy or your sadness or your anxiety? Who'd like to take credit for that? Oh, okay, great. How many of you are failing as an infinite being because you're currently going through a symptom or a label or a diagnosis or some stress or pain in your body? Anyone? Do you see how ridiculous it is? Nature is so perfect in its design that the only reason why we second guess our own perfection is because human beings hold themselves as being superior or greater than nature. Once we remember that we're a part of nature, we realize that there's no difference between us and the noblest of the smallest ants. That there is a design here. That there is a blessing here. That there's some greater purpose here. Now, I'm talking about your relationship with you. So just take a breath. And inserting yourself back into nature again. Just imagine that you are in a natural history documentary. And here, off in the wild, we see a wonderful member of the human species feeling emotions and thinking thoughts. And, oh, no, there's a body, yes. And you know, very much on track with a human. We've just sighted a human. Fantastic. So, if we actually can just insert ourselves back into nature and no longer hold ourselves as being superior than this entire ecosystem that sustains us and provides for us, well, then what happens? I've never met an imperfect squirrel. I've never met a woodchuck with low self-esteem. I've never met a chipmunk who's having an existential crisis. Haven't. There's no call to calm for ducks or geese. No. Plus it would be call to quack, wouldn't it, really? But ultimately, us humans, boy, we're so obsessed with stuff and borderline OCD about things. Oh my God, I just had a feeling. Whoops. Just threw the universe into a state of imbalance. Oh my God, I'm just thinking thoughts. Wow, I just sabotaged my entire life for 7 generations. Wow, I just, going through something in my body. Clearly I'm vibrationally failing. What does it mean that? Or does it simply mean that you're supposed to have these experiences? I mean, at some point, don't you just have to get to a place where you give yourself the gift of grace and recognize that maybe you're just supposed to have some of these experiences? I mean, at what point do you, ignore your squirrel, woodchuck, and chipmunk brethren? At what point do you finally embrace your inner duckiness and just get to a place where you recognize, okay, hang on a minute. I am human. I'm going to have human experiences today. The end. There will be emotions. There will be feelings. There will be thoughts. Yes, stuff is going to happen to me in my body, like nose hairs, ear hairs, random ear hairs, etc., aches and pains, stuff, life. However, does that make me imperfect? Am I failing as a human being because I have these things? I would like to argue no. You're not failing because you have these things. No. You came here to have these things. Last time I checked, you were human. So where everything else in nature is just getting on with being itself and minding its own business, human beings have introduced a multitude of complexity that's totally unnecessary as it relates to our daily lives. Now, take a deep breath. How many of you can see what I'm saying? And more importantly, you kind of feel peaceful and relieved. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. Thank God. Okay. Wonderful. Welcome to Cold Calm. So glad you could be here. Good. Okay. So, today, I'm going to leave myself alone. I don't need to do anything about these emotions. I don't need to do anything with these feelings. I don't need to do anything with these thoughts. I don't need to do anything with my body. Now, of course, if I'm on a medical journey, I have to follow the protocols that have been laid out for me. Sure. But I don't have to make myself wrong for being a human being, for being the very thing that I can be. Have you ever met a rhinoceros that makes itself wrong for being horny? Have you? Have you ever seen a giraffe making itself wrong for having its head in the clouds? Have you? Anyone? Why as a species are we so preoccupied with fundamentally invalidating ourselves for being the very thing that we're qualified to be, that we're capable of being? Hello? Last time I checked, there's nothing else that we can do other than be ourselves. I mean, monkeys are flinging shit at each other. They're not worried about throwing the universe into a state of imbalance or condemning their fellow monkeys to a lower vibrational experience. There's no attachment to self-image there. Do you know how free you have to be to throw your shit at another person? Hello? I mean, you have to have no attachment to being liked and loved. None. There's no attachment to fitting in or belonging there. What, so monkeys can fling shit at each other and you can't think a thought or have a feeling or experience an emotion or go through something in your body without making yourself wrong and wondering what everyone else thinks and feels about you? Are you kidding me? So this is how we get to a place of truth. Beloved, you're a part of nature, and everything in nature is in harmony with itself. You're a part of nature, and everything in nature is in harmony with itself. Got it? And so can you please, for the love of everything sacred and holy, give yourself a break today, because God deserves a day off. The divine deserves a break from you. Every archangel and saint deserves a rest. It's Wednesday. Can we please give every higher power a break from you today? And more importantly, can you please give yourself a break from yourself today? Can you? Can you? Because the last time I checked, there was no amount of whining or complaining or micromanaging or editing or 11th hour quarterbacking that has changed the outcome of your life. I might be wrong. I mean, you may well have felt the emotion that sentenced us to a lower vibrational existence for 7 generations. You may well be that person. You may well have felt that feeling that has sentenced us all to fear, lack, and scarcity for eternity. You may well be that human who pushed the bloody button, you know the button, the red one that flashes that says only brake in event of emergency. You may well be that person who hit that button, and now we're sentenced for demolition because they want to build an interstellar highway through our solar system and we just happen to be getting in the way. You may well be that person. And listen, if you need to take the blame for everything and continue to perpetuate the illusion of imperfection, have at it. It's a lifestyle choice. Meanwhile, there are monkeys flinging shit at each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, just to bring the point home, the last time I checked, if you're religious or spiritual, or you fundamentally just have a belief in love, then every single one of you has a belief in some higher power or some organizing principle. All I'm asking you to do is trust it today. Can you trust that what's happening is supposed to be happening? And then do what you need to do for yourself anyway. Can you? Will you try it? I mean, poor Saint Germain. Poor Archangel Michael. I mean, when does he get to put his sword and shield down exactly? Anyone? Today, God deserves a break from you. The divine deserves a break from you. You deserve a break from you. Because I hate to break it to you, you cannot disrupt the evolution and the ascension of our species. You're just not that talented. You're giving yourself far too much credit, honestly. So today, just to recap, we're going to experience emotions. We're going to feel feelings. We're going to think thoughts. We're going to believe things. We're going to go through things in our bodies. Some of us are going through some very intense things in our bodies right now. We're going to go through things in our lives. But can we please, for the love of everything sacred, just for one day, not have any of that be a problem? Can we please just go through it without in some way, shape or form believing or thinking that we're going through it because in some way we're deficient or we've malfunctioned when we haven't? Put your rosary down. Leave God alone today. There are other people in this world, 8.4 billion. Can you please just leave everything alone today? And can you please just leave yourself alone? And maybe, if you actually allow yourself to leave yourself alone for one day, you may discover, maybe, that you're really not this human thing at all. That really what you are is this infinite light, love, and presence. Thanks for listening today. Laurel, can't wait to see. Peace sign, stop typing Om Shanti, monkey, shit emoji. Day 1521 of Call to Calm. Thank you. Emojis for the win today. 1521 days. That's amazing. Shall we? Let's tiptoe into infinity. Take some breaths, breathe and relax. Welcome to sanity. Good morning, sweet friends, and welcome to another Call to Calm meditation. Listen, we need to talk. Okay. Every higher power in this infinite universe has decided that it needs a break from you today. Now, I know that you've been led to believe that your every emotion matters, that your every feeling is going to send the universe into a state of expansion or contraction, that your every thought is influencing galaxies far, far away, and civilizations that you've never met or that will never meet. But I would like to let you know that that's a bit self-aggrandizing and fundamentally untrue. Sweetheart, can you please just leave yourself alone for one day? For one day. Can you please just not make yourself wrong anymore just for one day? Everyone needs a break. Archangels need a break. Ascended Masters need a break. Fairies need a break. Every kind of everything that you normally turn to because you're just humaning just needs a break from you, just for one day. And you need a break from yourself, because I hate to break it to you. If your soul could actually file for legal emancipation from you, it would have already. Thankfully, it's just infinite love, and it just is pure presence. So that's never going to happen. However, maybe it's time to stop placing so much importance and significance on every single thing that you're going through. And maybe it's time to remember that you're actually a part of an infinite universe that continues to perpetually be expanding into infinity. And here you are, an individual on a spinning blue ball of a planet in a solar system that's a part of a galaxy, that's a part of a universe, that's probably just one of many infinite universes out there. Let's keep it in perspective today. Take some long, deep cleansing breaths, you adorable humans. Close your eyes and open your palms. Resting in the awareness of your breath transforms your life into a living meditation. This morning, seated where you are or laying down, you're going to give yourself the gift of grace, the gift of compassion, the gift of empathy, the gift of acceptance, gift of love. Welcoming your every inhalation and exhalation. Because resting in the awareness of your breath really does transform your life into a living meditation. Aware of the emotions, aware of the feelings, aware of the mind, aware of the body, aware of what's happening in your life. And no longer needing to make yourself wrong for any of it. Just noticing with every breath that actually you can meet your humanity with a wholehearted acceptance, because you're a human being and everyone else is humaning too. Continuing to welcome your every inhalation and exhalation. And just feeling everything settling down. Because maybe, just maybe, you're not wrong for having emotions. You're not imperfect because you have feelings. You haven't malfunctioned because you think thoughts or have beliefs. And you are in no way deficient because you are going through something in your body right now. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath, you begin to feel this light that you are, this love that you are, lifting up and out of your physical form. Until it's almost like the luminous version of you, the golden, sparkly, infinite love, light and presence version of you, is standing in front of you or at the edge of the bed, smiling and radiating the most pure love in your general direction. And with every breath, just allowing yourself to receive that pure love that you are. I accept my emotions today. And when I do, that allows me to receive the love that I am and to live from it. I accept every feeling that I'm going to feel today. And when I do, that's going to allow me to receive the love that I am. Because I don't have to make myself wrong for having these feelings anymore. And when I think thoughts, I'm going to remember that I'm loved even in the presence of my mental activity, no matter how mental it may be. That actually, this being that I am never stops loving me, even when I'm thinking thoughts. Allowing this soul, this being, this light, love and presence, the truth of who you are, to radiate the most profound love in your general direction, even in the midst of your diagnosis, your label, your aches, your pains, your symptoms. Well, none of this is getting in the way. So I'm going to accept the fact that I'm going through things too. That my body's going to go through things. In fact, maybe I can just wholeheartedly accept it all, so that I never have to leave the experience of love that I am. So that I can live in the truth of myself. Today, with my every breath, I'm going to remember that there is a perfect and pure love within me, and that no matter what I go through today, nothing can ever change that. Continuing to rest in the awareness of your breath. And settling into and accepting that you are actually loved for being the human being that you are. It's almost like this morning, who you authentically are is giving you a giant hug, wrapping its golden arms around you. And today, maybe for the first time ever, you're actually allowing yourself to receive it. Today, I'm going to accept myself the way I am. And I'm still going to go through life and make choices and decisions and advocate on behalf of myself, of course. I'm just going to do so without needing to make myself wrong or blame myself for everything. Today, I'm going to leave myself alone. And maybe I'm going to love myself in the midst of being a human being. Maybe today's the day. Your soul winks at you, merges back with you, and all of a sudden you just feel 50 shades of warm and fuzzy inside. And you begin to recognize that this whole human thing isn't something that you have to survive. It's not something that you have to overcome. It's just one day something that you come to accept. And in the moment you do, maybe you discover that there was always a love, a light, a presence, just patiently waiting for you in every moment. Take some breaths, you beautiful humans. And gently and slowly, you can bring your awareness back to your bodies, because you have them. What I love about all of you is that you have your own emotions, you feel your own feelings, You very much think your own thoughts. Never met anyone more opinionated than all of you. You're strong-willed and stubborn until the end. And that you have complete sovereignty and autonomy over your bodies. So actually, we can, if we so choose, this morning and for the rest of today, maybe just leave ourselves alone and not make ourselves wrong for being the very thing that we are. Maybe. Maybe today's the day. And anytime you get too caught up in, all of this programming and conditioning about your emotions or sabotaging your life, or your feelings are throwing the earth into a state of perpetual universal imbalance, or that your thoughts have the capacity to disrupt life in galaxies far, far away. Maybe just remember that there are monkeys right now all over the planet just unabashedly throwing shit at each other. That's a lot of love. That's a lot of self-confidence. That's a lot of acceptance. That's liberation, beloved. That's freedom. And if our beloved monkey friends can do it, maybe liberation is possible for us too. Because that monkey is not worried about throwing the universe into a state of imbalance or galaxies far, far away, or sabotaging their prosperity and their abundance. It's not worried about getting cancelled, is it? It's not. It's just not. So there you have it. Today's Wednesday, all day long. There's a group alignment session today. Group alignment sessions are your opportunity to discover that you are an infinite light, love, and presence, and that maybe you don't have to take yourself so seriously. Maybe you can actually just leave yourself alone and live your life at the same time. And maybe you can stop making yourself wrong for being the only way that you can be you, which is adorable, by the way. So that's that. Also, a Sunday group alignment session. I know it's easier for some of you to come to the weekend sessions. So this Sunday group alignment session. Any of you who are still struggling with any of this, see you on Sunday, if you can't make it today. Okay? And listen, here's where it gets wild. If you can actually, maybe, accept yourself and leave yourself alone, even for a moment, maybe you'll discover that actually you're this infinite light, love, and presence that everyone's talking about. Maybe you'll actually discover that who and what you are is this being, this soul, this light, this love, this authentic self. And that this human thing's kind of just happening. And that it's okay that it is. Stay tuned for the new online immersion, Flinging Shit Fearlessly. We'll start working on that copy today. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I love you all with all my heart. Thanks for being here. And remember, everyone deserves a break today, including you. Take care. I love you all with all my heart. Love to everyone on YouTube. We're probably getting banned for this. Love to everyone on Call to Calm. They can never ban us there. Be well. It was good while it lasted. Take care. Please leave yourselves alone. Okay.